It's Friday, July 12. In the headlines in local news, the U.S. provides $400 million in humanitarian support for the communities impacted by Hurricane Beryl, and the government proposes income tax credit for persons who install solar systems at home. In business news, BOJ suspends Paymaster Jamaica's remittance licenses. Regionally, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines calls for climate justice. And in sports, TT Under-21 netballers win 3 straight. This is the weekend news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Brittany Clark. United States Ambassador to Jamaica Nick Perry has announced nearly $400 million Jamaican dollars in U.S. humanitarian support for the communities impacted by Hurricane Beryl in Jamaica through the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. According to an official release from the U.S. Embassy, USAID intends to partner to repair homes, assist with water and sanitation needs, support logistical operations, and provide essential relief items such as cleanup kits, hygiene kits, and tarps. USAID will also provide market-based assistance to help affected residents purchase basic household commodities and other needed items. The USNS Burlington ship brought emergency supplies on Tuesday that will be delivered to the government of Jamaica during the visit to assist in the recovery and as part of the United States' enduring commitment to Jamaica and its people.
These items come to us from the United States government through the United States naval ship USNS Burlington as part of continuing promise for 2024. Today's donation, especially those CPAP machines, which comes at the most opportune time post-Hurricane Beryl, testifies to the value of partnerships in public health and is a most excellent example of what can come from international cooperation in health and between two countries that have enjoyed diplomatic relations for many decades. On behalf of the government and people of Jamaica, I am indeed very, very pleased to accept the donation of medical equipment and supplies valued in excess of $14,000 from the United States naval ship Burlington team. The healthcare team is delighted to receive the donated items, which they will make the best use of in carrying out their duties and their duty of care to the Jamaican people.
Jamaicans who acquire and install a solar photovoltaic system at their primary residence could benefit from income tax credit. The House of Representatives on Tuesday, July 9, passed the Income Tax Amendment Act 2024, which seeks to implement that regime. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, said the bill seeks to set out the appropriate legal framework that will allow individuals to benefit from this income tax credit.
Mr. Speaker, this measure forms part of a much broader goal of reducing our dependence on fossil fuels and substantially increasing the share of renewable energy in our local energy mix. As members of this Honourable House are aware, Jamaica has set a target to achieve a 50% use of renewable energy in the electricity generation sector by 2030, and the utilization of appropriately targeted fiscal measures are critical to achieving this result.
Dr. Clark also pointed to his budget presentation earlier this year, where he announced that as a part of the 2024-25 budget, the government will also be reducing the corporate income tax rate for independent power producers producing 75% or more of their energy from renewable sources from 33.33% to 25%.
The objective of this rate reduction is to promote growth within the renewable energy sector by providing a more favorable tax environment and providing more of an incentive for larger scale investment in renewable energy technologies such as wind and solar.
According to Minister Clark, the amount of credit applied would be restricted to a maximum of 50% of income tax payable by the taxpayer in the assessed year, with the remaining amount being carried forward and applied to the future tax year.
This means that the maximum credit an individual will be allowed to claim is $1.2 million. This measure shall apply to solar photovoltaic systems acquired and installed on or after the 1st of January 2023, i.e. for the year of assessment 2023. The value of the income tax credit will be applied to the acquisition and installation price of the solar photovoltaic system and will be claimable in the year the system is installed. The income tax credit will be used by the taxpayer to offset their total income tax liability equal to the total value of the credit received. The credit would be non-refundable, i.e. if the total value of the credit exceeds the total taxpayer's liability, the taxpayer would not receive a cash refund. A carry-forward provision is included to allow the individual to apply the unused portion of the credit to future tax years.
In order to claim the credit, the taxpayer will have to provide proof, such as invoices and independent verification, that the solar photovoltaic system is installed and is generating electricity. It has been a week since Hurricane Beryl lashed sections of Jamaica, leaving behind damaged buildings, homes, and critical infrastructure. Acting Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, Richard Thompson, says Hurricane Beryl post-disaster and damage assessments are ongoing. He gave an update at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House.
We have now completed our activities in St. Thomas, and we are now focusing mainly in the most affected areas. The damage assessment, as I said, is being done along the southern side, and the team is working out of the National Emergency Operations Center, and that is being coordinated in its totality by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
He says the assessments are being conducted by the National Emergency Geographic Information System, GIS team, with international support from the World Food Program, WFP, and the U.S. Agency for International Development, the Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, and the Jamaica Fire Brigade, JFB.
So we're using all the technologies now that we have at our disposal to ensure that we're getting adequate information to influence our damage assessment. We also did very early after the passage of the hurricane aerial reconnaissance assessment, which was supported by the Jamaica Defense Force, and the ODPEM team was a part of that. The areas being assessed are being mapped extensively by our National Emergency GIS Response Team.
Mr. Thompson reasoned that the information being gathered is critical, as it will form the basis of a damage and loss assessment report. This, he says, will influence the assessment and a post-disaster needs assessment. The annual Christmas in July trade show kicked off with a bang, welcoming over 400 local producers of processed foods, decor, souvenirs, and fashion. Danita Rodney brings us the exciting highlights from day one of this festive event.
For not one, not two, not even 5, but 10 years, the Christmas in July Trade Showcase has been the premier event of the Tourism Linkages Network, providing 2 days for local entrepreneurs to showcase their products to new market segments. Join us as we showcase some of these companies and their products.
My name is Garfield Clark. I'm the founder and CEO of Comgar Farm. This product was gave birth actually in 2020, which we could call it a COVID baby. But we didn't sell our first product until June 2023. Why? Because we've been doing a lot of product development and of course financial issues and all that sort of stuff. And we are proud to be here at the 2024 staging of Christmas in July. This is our second year. Now we have a coffee sweet and spicy gourmet jelly, which can be used on your toast bread, your Danish. You can use on your avocado bread. You can use it for cooking. You can use it on your jerk chicken, your pork, your ham, your burger, your franks. You can use it on anything whatsoever.
I am Wilbert Buchanan, and I'm one of the directors for Smith's Rum Cream. We're a new rum cream company, Clarendon-based, and we offer 4 flavors of lactose-free rum cream, which makes us the first and only company to distribute lactose-free rum cream. Now, we have just received an award from the Observer Food Awards Showcase for being the best new product in Jamaica for 2023-2024. Most of our distribution outlets so far is based in Clarendon, as we are a Clarendon company. So we are in Murray's, Fireside, Jerk and Hut, X Lounge, Taste the Bone, and a few other restaurants in the parish. Outside of the parish, we're at Devon House and Norman Manley International Airport at the Things Jamaican store.
So our brand, Sally's Gourmet, believes in using products that are all natural, meaning that there is no pesticide, fungicide, or herbicide in growing of the lemongrass, the Scotch bonnet pepper that we have, the rosemary, the annatto seed, the garlic. It's all sourced locally here, and we believe in brand Jamaica. We want to make sure that the products that you eat or you actually have from us has no preservative at all in it. So we have here our Otaiti apple jam, which is made with local Otaiti apple. We also have our rum caramel, and we also have our gourmand gift box that has our lemongrass infused lemon pepper and Otaiti apple jam. Hi, I'm Salima Barkley from Sally's Gourmet Kitchen, and you can find us at Lee's Food Fair, Red Hills Road, and also the Jamaica Food and Drink Kitchen. And our brand, Sally's Gourmet, is made 100% in Jamaica with 100% local ingredients. All natural, no pesticide, no fungicide, no herbicide.
My name is Sabrina Hilton. I am the founder and owner of Bree Botanicals, a wholly owned woman Jamaican organic skincare company built right here in Kingston, Jamaica. We specialize in organic soaps, moisturizing oils, body oils, and also body butters. With just shea butter, cocoa butter, good for your skin. We are located in Fontana. You can find our products in Fontana Pharmacy. That's the Waterloo location. You can also find me on Instagram, Bree_Botanicals. Or you can always just send me a DM and we can talk about all of your skincare needs.
All right, so Jamaica have a lot of skincare products, skincare company. What makes your company different from all the others?
We are wholly organic, and when I say we're organic, we're organic. We're right here in Jamaica. Our products come from the earth in Jamaica right here. Some are sourced other places, but however, it's made right here, and it's special for Jamaicans and Jamaican skin issues. So for the eczema, for the dark spots, if you need a sunscreen, shea butter is a good sunscreen. Most of people did not know that. So we cater to Jamaicans and people of color, especially right here in our country.
So my name is Santana, and I'm the owner of Yardi Cosmetics, a Jamaican cosmetic brand. So with me today is my model, which is also my cousin Fania French. And I'm just going to go ahead and touch up her foundation. She's already in her foundation. But I'm going to also use on her our contour palette. And this contour palette, one of our newly launched products. It comes in two different palettes. We have the Contour 1, I think you saw that before, which is for lighter skin tones. And then you have the Culture 2, so the Culture 1 and Culture 2. And with all of my products, we try to represent Jamaica. So what we do is we give the products Patwa names, or there's a specific concept for all of the products. So this concept, what we're talking about, you know, the tourism attraction, or why tourists actually come here. We have good reggae, we have good resorts, you know, reggae, you know, as far as music, dancehall. We have good beaches. Everybody love our rum. You know, coffee, absolutely, worldwide. Beauty, of course, you know, we have the most beautiful women. The herbs, regardless of how you want to take it, and of course, you know, the music in general. So, and this is one of our best, or the best contour palette on the market, because it has very, very deep shades. So it doesn't matter how deep your skin tone is or your color is, we have something to match you.
I hope you enjoyed all that. If you are a true Jamaican who enjoys authentic Jamaican products, head over to the National Arena and see all that they have to offer.
Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, your guide to the latest happenings in the world of business. The Bank of Jamaica says it has suspended the remittance operating licenses issued to Paymaster Jamaica as a remittance primary agent. The central bank advised that suspension, which took effect on July 5th, will remain in place until further advised. Consequent to the suspension, Paymaster is no longer authorized to offer remittance services as a primary agent, and therefore no remittance services will be offered at 19 locations until further advised. The housing market is a complex and ever-changing landscape, making it difficult to predict with certainty what the next 5 years will hold. To get a deeper look at the real estate market, we are joined by CEO of Jamaican-based global real estate investment firm, Kingston Properties. Kevin, we just wanted your outlook on real estate prices for the next 3 to 5 years. Given the current real estate interest rate regime and the expectation that interest rates may go down, when am I going to get a discounted property, Kevin? That's the real question. I'm asking for myself.
I wish I had that crystal ball, but unfortunately I don't. Best thing we could do is just look at cycles, market cycles, because what happens in the past often is an indicator of what's likely to happen in the future. What we're seeing now is that there seems to have been a concentration or a bit of an oversaturation of real estate in certain segments. I think that segment is units that are above $30 million, $40 million. There seemed to have been a heavy concentration in that. A lot of people are expecting that maybe prices are going to fall, the market's going to crash, but I'm not so confident that that's likely to happen. I think what you'll see is a contraction in the amount of deliveries of units. So a sort of contraction, a natural contraction of supply. So you'll see a slowdown in the level of building for a number of years until that demand picks up again. That's typically how the real estate cycle happens. Whenever you have an oversupply, you have a slowdown in building, the demand builds up again, and then you'll have the building again. But essentially the prices will stay fairly simple. I've never seen in my history of tracking the real estate market in Jamaica where there's been a crash, where prices have just collapsed wholesale, particularly on the residential side. Commercial, we will have ups and downs depending on cycles, major events, such as a Great Recession or Depression or something like that would have caused a significant decrease in the value of commercial real estate. But residential tends to be fairly more resilient because people need somewhere to live. There's always going to be the demand for housing, whether it is by locals or people who are returning to Jamaica or people who are here as expats, but that demand is going to remain. What remains a big gap is housing units within a particular income band or price point. And those are the units that would be less than $20-25 million because that's where the demand is strongest. And I think there's a lot of push towards providing more units in that segment, and I think that will continue. And that price point, that's one to watch. Okay, thank you so much, Kevin Richards, CEO of Kingston Properties. During trading for the period of July 11, 2024, the following companies represent the top 3 most active stocks that investors bought and sold on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Technology provider T-Tech Limited with 52,014,452 units amounted to 78.06% of the market volume in terms of sales of equities. Beverage manufacturer and distributor Jamaican Teas Limited with 3,010,199 units amounting to 4.52% of the market volume in terms of sales of equities. Investment holding firm Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial with 2,558,661 units amounted to 3.84% of the market volume in terms of sales of equities. Over on the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange, trading on July 11, 2024, registered a volume of 261,278 shares, crossing the floor of the exchange valued at $2,740,732 Trinidad and Tobago dollars and 65 cents. Massey Holdings Limited was the volume leader with 172,418 shares changing hands for a value of 671,784 Trinidad and Tobago dollars and 80 cents,
followed by Point Lisas Industrial Port Development Corporation Limited, with a volume of 17,998 shares being traded for 55,806 Trinidad and Tobago dollars and 38 cents. Moving from the money moves of investors, executives, and companies on the regional stock markets, we turn to the Forex market. On July 11, 2024, the Bank of Jamaica reported that US $63.3 million was bought from Forex traders, while US $63 million was sold to Forex traders. Buying directly from the Bank of Jamaica, foreign currency traders sold the US dollar for $157.48 and bought the US dollar for $156.10. The difference between the buy and sell rate was $1.38, which represents a profit for Forex traders for every US dollar traded. Canadian Forex traders earned a trading profit of 61 cents from transactions with the Bank of Jamaica. The Canadian dollar was sold at $115.41 and bought for $114.80. For traders looking at the British pound, they pocketed a profit of $6.42, selling it for $201.91 and buying it for $195.49. For our credit report tip of the day, we want to reinforce that your credit score is more than just a number. It is an awesome negotiation tool that opens the doors to financial opportunities. Two ways a strong credit score can help you shop around for the best loan offers at various banks in your community is first, you have improved approval chances. A good credit score increases your chances of a loan approval, allowing you to compare multiple offers and choose the best one. Second is enhanced financial reputation. Maintaining a high credit score builds your financial reputation, making banks more eager to work with you and offer competitive loan packages. By understanding and utilizing the power of your credit score, you can confidently shop around and secure the best loan deals available in your community. And with that, we wrap up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams. Appreciate your company. Stay well informed, stay ahead of the curve. Until our next update, take care.
In regional news, following the deadly Category 4 hurricane that brought destruction to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves is calling on the international community for climate justice, more loss and damage funding, and access to finance for climate mitigation. Crystal Hoyt has more.
Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph Gonsalves, says Hurricane Beryl has decimated the southern Grenadines.
I refer to Union Island as Beryl's Armageddon. Practically every single house, the roof is gone. Most of them, the wall structures are shattered or severely compromised. The roof and structure of the hospital, the schools, secondary school, primary school, gone.
He says the devastation has been almost total and rebuilding will be expensive.
One of the first things which you have to do, and there's a team right down now in Union, they're going to Myra and they're going also to Canawan. What do you do with the rubble? These islands are too fragile from an environmental standpoint. So you have to move that rubble somewhere else. Where and how? It's a very expensive matter.
When I asked for an estimate on just how costly it will be, this was his response.
Oh, it's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars.
Prime Minister Gonsalves says it's time for the international community to step up, especially since their pledges often don't materialize for small island developing states.
At the last meeting of COP in the United Arab Emirates, this damage and loss fund has been just set up the year before at Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. It was set up without any money, but a fund without any money is an oxymoron. So Then you set it up 1 year later. But the pledges to it amount to about $700 million. Now, that couldn't take care of Maria in Dominica in 2017.
He says not only is money needed for damage and loss, funds are also needed to finance climate mitigation. Reporting from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Crystal Hoyt, CBC News.
In Trinidad and Tobago, the inaugural flight of what is being branded as the ultra-low-fare airline officially touched down in Piarco International Airport on Thursday afternoon. Officials at Frontier say the airline opens up even more connectivity for TNT to the United States and other regions. Suni Lala reports.
Frontier Airlines received the traditional welcome as is customary for a new airline touching down at the Piarco International Airport on Thursday. Frontier, which already has operations in several Caribbean countries, will now be servicing a non-stop service between Piarco and the Luis Munoz Marin International Airport in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Director of Network Planning at Frontier, Jonathan Kaufman, said the new service will operate 3 times per week and is being marketed as an ultra-low-fare carrier, bringing more affordable options for the Caribbean.
Of course, today we're starting with non-stop service to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Very excited for the people of Trinidad and Tobago to experience what we call the Island of Enchantment, with its shopping, its beaches, the ability to experience an old Spanish colonial city, to take cruises, in my opinion, a better destination than Miami. But also to be able to use San Juan as a gateway to a wealth of destinations that we serve along the eastern seaboard of the U.S., with seamless connections in both directions. New York, JFK, Newark, Miami, Tampa, Orlando, Philadelphia, the list continues.
But Tourism Minister Randall Mitchell said it's more than just another airline entering the country and will impact TNT's tourism sector.
The introduction of these flights will add over 2,000 seats monthly between our diasporic markets in North America and Trinidad and Tobago via Puerto Rico, providing further and low-cost options for travelers and providing many, many opportunities for us here to welcome these visitors coming for business, leisure, or simply to visit friends and family.
Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan praised the signing of several air service agreements, which has been signed in the last few years with the UAE, Qatar and others, along with several pending, such as Ghana. And he noted that the route will now have an added bonus, with Caribbean Airlines soon to announce their plans.
It's a much easier flow and connectivity around the world, because you would recognize that if you're from Puerto Rico, you can actually reach to any destination that you want. The daily flights out of Puerto Rico to the US, Canada, England, you name it. So what this does, it allows traveling between Trinidad and Puerto Rico right now 3 days a week. Very soon Carl will be I think Carl is launching on Sunday. So another three days a week. So you have 6 flights per week going to Puerto Rico.
In sports, in netball, the Trinidad and Tobago under-21 women's team made it 3 wins in 3 when they defeated Antigua and Barbuda 66-17 in the World Netball Youth Cup qualifiers. Captain Destiny Williams was named player of the match as the netballers stay on course for a top 2 finish in their group.
The Calypso girls did not have the most comfortable of first quarters as the opposition kept themselves within reach at 7-10. The second quarter would see the national ladies establish a 16-point lead as they went into halftime leading 10-26. In the third, the Antigua and Barbuda team showed little signs of closing the gap as the TNT team once again showed no signs of fatigue to finish the game with a dominant scoreline of 66-17. Up next for the netballers is a clash in what is said to be a battle for first position when they face Barbados in their final Pool B game at 7 p.m. this evening.
That's the news on PBC Jamaica. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBC Jamaica. Thanks for watching.